or Mrs. Ali been to your home prior to that?
Oh, that's
that
not what we want to watch.
Okay. So would she have known where your residence was? Yeah.
Sorry. Hey guys, it's Debbie. We are on day 3. I'm so confused. I think we're on day 3 of Washington v. Ali and Ali, the attempted honor killing trial. We just finished day 2. Witnesses say Ihsan punched the boyfriend and placed his daughter in a chokehold until she lost consciousness. Witnesses captured cell phone video of multiple bystanders punching Ihsan and pulling him off his daughter. She is currently in care provided by the state CPS. She's 18 now. So what does that do to, like, her CPS status? Well, dang it. Where are you? I know it's here. Trans age is now a thing? Are you kidding me? Where in the heck is Cord TV? I have no idea what age I identify as. It's not 56, though, I can tell you that. Yay! Everybody made it. We got Judy, we got Wiggles, we got Carla Riley. Yay! Yes, and I tell you what, those are some brave bystanders. Especially the kids, right? I'm from
And representing Mrs. Ali.
Informed this morning that there is a news organization in the courtroom. Someone from the Daily Mail. Can I have you come forward to the podium, please?
Oh, what is...
Good morning. Could you tell me your name, please?
My name is Matthew Scott Brower.
Publication is that?
It's a newspaper and website from the United Kingdom.
Okay. And what are you requesting today?
To photograph the trial. Still
I know. Adulting is horrible. Why did we want to grow up? Everybody was in such a rush to grow up. And then we got here and we're like, what the heck were we thinking? Especially if you have ADHD and you don't have that executive thing, whatever it's called. I don't have that. I don't know how to adult.
So you're not requesting to video. So
Here, don't start.
first of all, I'm going to go ahead and then have you step back. Thank you. Ms. Stone, anything as it relates to this request?
Directions for the minors and alleged victim in this case.
Thank you. Mr. Kading? Do you have anything as it relates to this request today?
No.
All right. Mr. Larry?
No request to modify the order that's been previously entered.
All right, thank you.
Get out of the garbage. That is not
So
food.
the representative from the Daily Mail still photography during the course of the
I guess I'm gonna have to go back to the bare minimum where I don't have the camera on and I can't put comments on the screen. Because StreamYard's gonna be picky about crap today, I guess. It was doing so great. I don't know what happened.
proceeding. You will take no photographs in any fashion of the jury coming, going, sitting in the jury box and the like. They cannot be included in any photographs. You also minor who will testify in this proceeding today, and my understanding is that there are minors who will be testifying today, and you cannot photograph the alleged victim who will be testifying first this morning. Those are the parameters as it relates to your being able to photograph. You also can't interrupt our proceeding in any fashion, which I'm sure that you understand. Do you have any questions?
Will the minors be identified as such? Before testifying, so I know who not to photograph?
Yes, we will ensure, I will ask that the state identify anyone who is under the age of 18, the jury in.
I guess two questions. Number one is there was a question this morning in terms of the shot by Court TV while minors are testifying of the witness stand itself. It hits the bar of the witness stand. It doesn't show the minor itself. The question was raised to me. I said that was a question that needed to be raised to the court. So I don't know if that question was resolved or raised to the court. So that was the first question. The second one, I just wanted to let the court know, and I will indicate that the minor witnesses today are Zayla Carter,
You know, my question is,
Preliminary issues today. No, Your Honor. Mr. Leary, do you have any preliminary issues? All right. As it relates to the issue raised by Ms. Stone, the only parameters that I have placed as it relates to the recording of this proceeding is as I have already articulated, and if the recording does not show the alleged victim or the minor witnesses, then they are complying with the court's order, and I don't have any issue with that, and I don't believe there's anything further to clarify. With that, please bring the jury in.
if her
And if you could please have Ms. Ali return to the stand.
Ms. Shaw, can I step out to retrieve her?
Yes.
Thank you.
if her mom punched her boyfriend, why isn't she in jail? I mean, I know she's in jail for this, but why wasn't she arrested for that? Like, Dad had to go get a TPO. But she should have been arrested for assault and gotten a TPO that way. Like, bond condition TPO. Did no one see it and they didn't press charges? Not me, I'd be calling the cops. Grown woman come punch my son? No way.
Thank you.
Please be seated. Good morning, members of the jury, and welcome back. We are going to continue where we left off yesterday, which will now be the redirect of Ms. Ali. Ms. Stone?
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Ali.
Good morning.
Ms. Ali, I want to start yesterday. Do you remember when Mr. Kading was asking you about if you had indicated before you knew you were going to Iraq in October or on October 8th of 2024?
Yes.
Do you remember him showing you a document, Defense Exhibit 525?
Yes.
Okay. And he had you read lines 5 through 21 or 23. Do you remember that?
Yes.
On which page?
On page 73. You recall that?
Yes.
And you had indicated prior to him showing you that document that you didn't know when you were traveling. Do you remember that?
Yes.
May I approach, please, Your Honor?
You may.
I'll have you take that. Ms. Ali, will you look at line 24? So one line past where Mr. Kading had you stop reading.
And just for the record, Ms. Stone has provided to the witness exhibit 525.
That's correct. Thank you, Your Honor. And do you see line 24 on there?
Yes.
So when Mr. Kading asked you about lines 5 through 21, and then I believe you clarified to 23, at line 24, did you indicate to Mr. Kading at the time of that interview that you did not know when you were traveling?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll take that back from you. So were you aware of a trip to Iraq versus the trip to Iraq? Is that a fair distinction between those two things?
Yes.
You had talked about, Mr. Kading also spent some time talking to you about your school attendance. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And have you skipped classes?
Yes.
Are there any classes that you particularly disliked or skipped more often?
Yes.
What class was that, or classes?
English.
Why English?
It's hard for me to really learn.
And I'm sorry, I'm going to have you adjust the microphone. It's a little hard to hear you. Thank you.
So you skipped classes, other classes besides English,
Yes.
but English is the one that you remember the most?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you skip classes, generally, Where would you go? Did you leave campus? Did you go somewhere else? I mean, generally, if you were skipping a class, where were you going?
To the bathroom?
So staying at school?
Yeah.
I believe Mr. Kading asked you about a 504 plan yesterday. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
What is a 504 plan to you? What does that mean to you?
Like extra help, and teachers will like help me more with like assignments.
So it was a program at school where you believed you could get extra assistance?
Yes.
Was school easy for you?
No.
Was that just for English or for other classes?
For other classes.
What classes do you like the most? What classes were easier for you or did you like the most?
Math.
Math?
Yeah.
What else?
I like art class.
Okay. And did you ask about a 504 plan with your parents?
Yes.
Okay. Were they supportive of you getting a 504 plan?
No.
If you, Mr. Kading asked you yesterday, or said you didn't tell your parents things, is that correct?
Yes.
Is that a fair statement? Did you not tell your parents things?
Yeah.
Okay. Why wouldn't you tell your parents things?
I was afraid.
Okay. Were you comfortable telling them things that you knew they wouldn't like?
No.
Would they like knowing that you were dating at all?
They would not like that.
They would not like that?
Yes.
Was it dating in general? Was it dating Isaiah? Was it dating boys? Like, any part of that?
Dating in general.
Dating in general was not okay.
Yes.
What kind of vehicle does your mom or Haneen drive? How would you describe what those vehicles look like?
My sister Haneen would drive like a box-looking car, and it's like silver and black.
What about your mom?
I think it was like brown, and it was just like a normal.
You're really soft-spoken, and I know it's difficult, but I'm just going to ask you to speak up a little bit, okay?
Yes.
So if I understood what you said your Haneen drove a box-looking car that was like silver and black,
Yes.
and your mom drove a brown car that you said was just like a regular car that was slim. Is that right?
Yeah.
And when you say slim, do you mean like a sedan-style car or like a truck like your dad?
Like a sedan, not like a truck.
Okay. Do you know what brand either of them were?
No.
Okay. And when you describe your sister Haneen's car as a box car that's silver and black, where is that silver and black on the vehicle?
The silver was in, like in the front, like where the lights were in front, and the black like for the door.
Do you remember yesterday when Mr. Leary asked you about your mom and who she was saying my daughter to? Do you remember that line of question?
Yes.
And Mr. Leary had you look at Defense Exhibit 525 and line 55. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And he asked you to look at line 23. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. May I approach, Runner?
You may. You said line 55. Is that page 55?
Page 55, line 23.
You may approach.
Thank you. And again, Ms. Ali, I'm going to ask you to look at page 55. Look at lines, read 23, but also read 24 and 25, please.
Yep,
And
the victim.
was that your only answer to Mr. Leary as to initially you thought it was to you?
No.
What else did you tell Mr. Leary during the course of that interview?
I said to me or to someone else. I don't.
Thank you. So is it fair to say that during those interviews you didn't indicate you knew exactly who it was to? You thought it might be to you, but it could have been to someone else as well, and then you said, I don't know. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. And that was indicated in the document as well, correct? When Mr. Leary was talking to you yesterday, do you remember him talking about your mom and how your mom was holding you?
Yes.
Do you remember Mr. Leary gesturing with his arms low and around? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Is that how your mom was holding you?
No.
How was your mom holding you?
Like I said, around the throat, around my neck, and my chest.
Okay. He also asked you if you thought your mom was trying to hurt you at the time, and you said no. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you want to believe that your mom is trying to hurt you?
I don't want to believe that.
How do your parents normally hold you if they're comforting or hugging you? What does that look like?
I don't know.
And what do you mean by I don't know?
It's really rare for me and my mom or my dad to hug.
So you don't have a good baseline experience for hugging with your parents?
Yes.
Is it fair then to say that they're not big huggers?
Yes.
I have no further questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kadeen Recross.
Ms. Ali, you indicated that when you skipped class and such, you stayed at the school.
Yes.
Is that every time?
Yes.
Okay, on January 25th, 2024, 9:07 in the morning, that's a Tuesday, you were not at school, were you?
I don't remember that.
You were at Safeway? You remember that day?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you skipped school that day, you were at the Safeway?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't always stay at school when you skip school?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I just asked you, do you always stay at school, and you said yes?
Well, that time I didn't remember, but now I remember.
Okay, but your answer was yes?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not true, right?
Objection, Your Honor. Asked and answered.
Sustained.
Thank you. No further.
Mr. Larry Recross.
Thank you for coming back. So back to our conversation yesterday about the interview that we talked about. And I
Yeah.
just want to be accurate. So when we were talking about you hearing your mom say, my daughter, you initially said you thought that she was saying that to you, correct?
Yeah.
And then I said, to you, question mark? And then you followed up and said, to me or somebody, I don't know.
Yes.
Just that she was saying my daughter more than one time. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, because I want to be accurate, right? So initially you said, I thought it was to me, but it could have been to me, it could have been to others, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And that you described her tone as sad, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, Ms. Stone followed up and said that you don't want to think that your mom wanted to hurt you, correct?
Yes.
And that's fair. You told the police that night at the hospital that you didn't think that your mom was trying to hurt you, correct?
Yeah.
And that you thought that she was trying to protect you from the chaos, correct?
I don't remember that.
Okay. But if an officer came later and testified to that, would you disagree with that?
I don't know.
Okay. Because it was chaotic, right?
Yeah, it was chaotic.
Okay. And that she's holding you from behind, correct?
From my neck and my chest.
Okay. But she's sitting behind you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Nothing further.
Ms. Stone, any further direct examination?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
And may this witness be excused, or is there a potential of recall?
Subject to recall. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so at this time, you may step down and step out of the courtroom. Thank you. Ms. Zoe, you may.
You know, they do with these young women, too. This made me think of it. I don't remember what it's called. Oh, yes, I do. I just remembered it. Female castration. They do that to these young women. Because supposedly if they don't have, oh, is that mostly in Africa? Because again, I watched a Law and Order episode where they were doing it, Law and Order SVU episode where they were doing it Was it? No. I was gonna say it might have been that same one I was telling you guys about, but no, this had to be a different one. Because like they busted the doctor that was doing it. There was a doctor doing it illegally in New York for like Middle Eastern people, or it might have been African people. I don't remember. But they were from another country and came over here and was still wanting the practice done. I just hope they didn't do anything like that to this poor child, because supposedly not feeling pleasure makes them not want to cheat or something, I think. I don't know what the thought process is behind it, but it's barbaric.
I was a junior.
Zayla, what time does school get out each day?
2 p.m.
2 p.m. Okay. And then back in October of last year, how do you normally get to school each morning?
I ride the city bus.
Okay. And when you say the city bus, is that the inner city transit bus?
Yes.
Okay. And how about after school? How do you get home?
I also ride the city bus back home.
And can you tell the jury where the city bus stop is in relationship to Timberline High School?
It's right in front of the school.
Okay. Zayla, do you know someone by the name of Fatima Ali?
Yes.
How do you know Fatima?
Through school.
Okay. Are you friends with Fatima?
Yes.
Okay. And do you call her Fatima or do you call her something different?
I call her Ali.
Ali? Is that her nickname?
Yeah.
Okay. And are you still friends with Fatima?
We talk sometimes.
Okay. Do you know someone by the name of Isaiah?
Yes.
And how do you know Isaiah?
Also through school.
Okay. Are you friends with Isaiah?
Yes.
Okay. Zayla, I want to bring your attention to October 18th of 2024. When school let out that day at 2 p.m., where did you go?
I went to the bus stop in front of the school.
Okay. And when you got to the bus stop, was there anyone else that was already there?
A lot of students were already there. I got there a little late.
I'm sorry?
A lot of students were already there because I got there a little late.
Okay. And when you got there, you mentioned there were a lot of students already there. Did you recognize any of them?
Yes.
Who did you recognize? And you indicated when you got to the bus stop, Ali and Isaiah were already there. What were they doing when you first got to the bus stop?
I think
Not all
Ali was arguing with her father.
Just some.
Okay. And were you able to understand what they were arguing about?
No, I couldn't, but there was a boy named Noah that could understand some things.
Okay. When Ali and her father were they arguing in English or a different language?
It was in a different language.
Okay. And what were their tone? What was Ali's tone like when she was arguing with her father?
She seemed frightened.
Okay. What did you see or hear that makes you believe she was frightened?
She was crying,
Okay.
and she was talking in a really high pitch, and it just seemed like she was afraid.
Okay. And what about her father? What kind of tone did he have?
He was yelling at her.
Okay. And when Ali and her father were when they were talking to each other, what was Isaiah doing?
I think he was also trying to talk to him.
Okay. When you say talk to him, who are you referring to?
Ali's father.
Okay. And then what happened while they were arguing?
They were just going back and forth for a little bit, and then at one point I think Ali tried to walk away or something, and her father grabbed her.
Okay. And when her father grabbed her, were you able to see where how he grabbed her?
Not the initial. I did not.
Okay. And when Ali's father tried to grab her, what if anything did Isaiah do?
He tried to pull her back.
Okay. And when Isaiah tried to pull Ali back, what was her father's reaction?
I think he punched him in the face.
Okay. And then after he punched Isaiah in the face, what did he do after that?
I'm not exactly sure, but I looked and they had fell to the ground, and he had Ali in a chokehold. and she was trying to get away from him, but she was like losing consciousness.
Okay. So if I'm understanding you correctly, Allie's father hit Isaiah, and then the next thing that you saw, Allie and her father were on the ground already.
Yes.
Okay. And you indicated that you saw them on the ground and her father had her in a chokehold. Chokehold means different things to different people. What did you see that made you say it was a chokehold?
His arm was wrapped around her throat and she couldn't breathe. Her lips were turning purple.
Okay. And when you saw Allie's father had her in the chokehold, what was your reaction when you saw that?
I tried to help her, but I wasn't strong enough, and a lot of other students stepped in at that point.
Okay. You indicated, Zayla, you tried to help her. What did you do?
I had hit him.
Okay. And you said and when you hit Allie's father, did he let go of her from the chokehold?
No.
Okay. And you also indicated other students stepped in. Do you remember who stepped in? And what did those students do when they tried to help?
They were hitting him and pulling him by his jacket,
Okay.
and other students were trying to get an adult.
Okay. And when you and the other students got involved, were you all successful in getting Allie's father away from her?
I don't remember. I think so, but I think adult had stepped in at that point.
Okay.
Yes.
And you mentioned an adult has stepped in at that point. Do you remember what where the adult came from?
He got out of his truck. He had parked on the side of the road.
Okay. And you indicated when Allie was on the ground, she was, you indicated she couldn't breathe. What did you see that made you think she couldn't breathe?
She was gasping for air, and her eyes were rolling back to the back of her head.
Okay. Do you remember if at any point if any adult females showed up?
Yes, Al's
Okay.
and sister.
Okay. And when Allie's mom showed up, do you remember what she did?
I think she was trying to help her husband, with Allie.
Okay. And what did you see that make you believe that she was helping her husband?
When Allie had tried to get off, or when she had got away from her father, she had tried to run, and her mom had grabbed her, and she was grabbing her by the throat and stuff.
Okay. And when you saw Allie's mom grab her by the throat, do you remember what Allie did or say?
She pushed her away.
Okay. And at some point, was Allie able to sort of get away from that scene at the bus stop?
Yes, she was.
Okay. Do you know where she went?
She went into the high school.
Okay. And what about Allie's mom? After Allie went to the high school, do you know where her mom went?
She tried chasing her.
Okay. And you indicated Allie's sister also showed up. At some point, did you end up trying to talk to her sister?
I did not talk to her personally, no.
Okay. And at some point, did the police arrive?
Yes.
Okay. And did you talk to any of the police officers?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember during the incident at the bus stop whether you indicated that the reason you went to the bus stop was because you were trying to catch the bus to go home?
Yes.
Do you remember when the incident at the bus stop was happening, whether the bus showed up at any point?
The bus going the other way, did show up, and the bus driver did get off the bus and try to interfere.
Okay. And Zayla, have you seen a video of this incident that was taken by one of the students?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, permission to publish Exhibit 61.
You may.
And Zayla, we see somebody.
Can you please indicate the time that you have stopped the video?
Yes, Your Honor, I apologize. The video is stopped at 00:11. Zayla, I'm pointing to somebody with the red dot, the big red dot, to somebody who is standing sort of in the middle upper portion of this video image, wearing sort of all black. Do you know who that person is?
That is,
And what is happening at this point that we see in the video?
at that point, they had been on the ground for a little bit, and we were trying to get him off, and we needed somebody to call 911.
Okay, and when you say they have been on the ground for a little bit, who's they?
Allie and her father.
And continue playing the video. I don't have any additional questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kading, cross-examination.
Just to clarify, good morning, just to clarify one thing. The arrival of the two older women, did you know them?
No, I did not.
Okay. Had you ever been to Fatima's house?
No,
Had you ever met any other members of her family?
no.
Okay. So when these two women showed up then at the scene, do you remember when that was?
I think it was sometime after Fatima and her father were struggling on the ground.
Okay. And you indicated that you didn't have any interaction with the younger woman, is that right?
I don't think so. I think I only had an interaction with her mother.
Okay. And do you recall telling her to get away and pushing at her?
No.
Okay. All right. And do you remember comforting Isaiah?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall holding him?
Yes.
And you stayed at the scene of the bus stop for how long?
I think 10 or 15 minutes after.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mr. Larry, cross-examination.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're pretty
Thank you for being
brave
here.
kids in my
Um,
estimation.
so
My estimation? That's
at the
not right
time
word.
that the older woman, do you know who the older woman and the younger woman wearing the headscarf
In my
were?
opinion.
I didn't know at first, but I did hear that was her mother and her sister.
Okay. All right. So you didn't necessarily know from before, but if I identify it as mother and sister, you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So at the point that mom arrived, Ali and her dad were on the ground, correct?
Yes.
And there were a large number of students around, correct?
Yes.
And the dad was actively being punched in the head, correct?
Yes.
Okay. By a lot of people?
Yes.
Okay. And so mom is trying to push through, correct?
Yeah, she did get through.
Okay. And then shortly thereafter, was the bus driver already there at that point?
I don't remember.
Okay. How about the other adult who came in?
No, he was not.
He was not there.
No.
Okay. Would you agree that it didn't take the adult male long to kind of subdue dad? Is that correct?
Yeah, he put him into a chokehold.
The passerby put dad into a chokehold.
Yes.
Okay. How long was the passerby having dad in a chokehold?
He did struggle with him for about a minute or two.
Okay. And so dad was fighting back for
Yes.
the passerby?
Yes.
Okay. Were you wondering if the passerby was winning or losing?
Objection.
No.
Overruled.
Did you think that the passerby was losing?
No.
Okay. But was unable to control dad?
Was having a hard time controlling him, yes.
Okay. And then during this time, your friend Ali, Fatima, was able to get away.
Yes.
How far away did she get?
She made it all the way into the school building.
Okay. Well, you described her mom grabbing her, correct?
Yeah.
How far away did she get before her mom had her?
She made it to the dirt to the sidewalk of the where we were at.
Okay. Did she get up and walk and run?
She was able to get up, or she had help up, and she was able to get to the sidewalk, and her mom started grabbing her
Okay. How far away did she get from where her dad was?
to the sidewalk.
I mean, so distance-wise, like number of feet, if you can estimate.
5 feet.
Okay. Okay. And at this time, you are holding on to Isaiah, correct?
Yes.
So then, mom's holding on to her daughter, correct?
Yes.
And then Fatima's able to, she lets go, and then she runs into the school.
Yes. Her and Isaiah run to the school.
Okay. And mom is how far behind?
She was right behind them for a second, but they started running faster than her.
Okay. And then did mom run, or did mom just continue to walk quickly?
I think she was just walking quickly at that point.
Okay. Do you remember yelling at Haneen when she was filming you?
Who?
The sister. Do you remember her? Do you remember yelling at the sister while she was filming you?
I'm sure I did.
Okay. All right. Nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. Redirect.
Sayla, when Allie's mom first showed up, you indicated she was trying to help Allie's dad. Was that your testimony?
Yes.
Okay. When Allie's mom first showed up, did you hear her ask Allie whether she was okay?
No.
Okay. Did you see her mom try to help her in any way?
No.
Okay. And you also indicated that at one point you told Allie's sister, you said something to her because she was filming you. Why did you tell her to get away from you?
Because I just didn't want her near me with the whole situation going on.
Okay. And was she actively filming you as well?
I don't know.
Yes, but
I
at
have
the time
no
I was
idea.
unsure if it was her sister or her mother.
Okay. No further questions.
Mr. Kading, any further cross-examination?
Just to clarify the last
There's sound, but when they say the kids' names, they mute the names because they don't want the names of the underage people. So there will be like gaps where there won't be sound because they're saying minors' names.
Ms. Carter, when the two arrived, the mother and the sister, was it the mother or the sister who was looking at her father, or looking at the man on the ground? Sorry.
It was her mother, I think.
Okay. Did you see your sister arrive?
At some point, her sister did arrive. I
Okay.
think at the end of the whole entire struggle.
Okay. So after the mother.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Leary, any recross?
Did you hear her mom say anything?
She was saying stuff, but it was in a different language. I couldn't understand.
Any further direct examination?
No, Your Honor.
May this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection, Mr. Kading? Mr. Leary?
You are excused and you may step down. You're free to stay or go however you so desire.
And they mute it at stupid times, like now. Why is it muted in between witnesses? Meow. Meow what? Meow what, little lady? What do you want? And there's no sound now. Why is there no sound now? What are they doing? What are they doing?
And back in October of last year, how do you normally get to school each morning?
Inner city transit.
Okay. And then how do you normally get home from school each day?
I would take the inner city transit back home.
Okay. You indicated you're 16 now. Do you drive?
Yes.
Okay. Is that better than taking the inner city transit
Yes.
bus?
This is a lot quicker.
It's a lot quicker. Okay. And the inner city transit bus stop, where is that located in relationship to Timberline High School?
It's right outside the school at like the front sign.
Okay. Caleb, do you know someone by the name of Isaiah Williams?
I do.
How do you know Isaiah?
He goes to my school.
Okay. Are you friends with Isaiah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You seem a little.
We're not like best friends, but yeah, we've talked before. We've hung out.
I'm sorry?
We've talked before. We've hung out.
Okay. And what about Fatima Ali? Do you know someone by that name?
I do.
Okay. And how do you know Fatima?
She goes to my school.
Okay. And are you friends with Fatima?
I am not.
Okay. Caleb, I want to bring your attention to October 18th of last year. After school got out at 2 p.m. that day, where did you go?
To the bus stop.
Okay. And why did you go to the bus stop?
I was waiting for the bus to go home.
To go where?
To go home.
Okay. And when you first got to the bus stop, who else was there?
There was a man there.
Okay. And you mentioned there were about 15 students. Did you recognize any of the students?
Yeah, some of them were my friends.
Okay. Who were your friends?
Oh, okay. That makes sense. And they're every time they say a kid's name, they mute it too. Yeah, that makes sense.
And what about Fatima? Was she already there?
Yes.
Okay. And what about Isaiah?
He was there.
Okay. And you mentioned there was a man there as well. What was the man doing when you first got to the bus stop?
He was like aggressively talking to Fatima and Isaiah.
Okay. When you say aggressively talking, what do you mean by aggressively talking?
When I had walked out there, I observed him like kind of moving his hands around, like flailing them and like kind of like yelling and like more. He had like a look on his face like he was mad or upset.
Okay. And when the man was yelling at Fatima and Isaiah, were you able to understand what he was saying?
I was not.
Okay. And while the man was yelling at Fatima, what if anything else happened while that was happening?
Everybody was just kind of like confused on what was going on and like what he was doing there, why he was like talking the way he was to them.
Okay. And then at some point, while the man was yelling at Fatima, did Isaiah try to do anything?
It looked like he was trying to get him to like go get away from them and like kind of de-antagonize or like get rid of the situation.
Okay. And you indicated it looked like Isaiah was trying to de-antagonize the situation. What was Isaiah doing?
He was like, one things I've heard, he was like trying to get him to like stop, but.
So she's only asking you questions about what you saw or observed or heard, not what you have heard subsequently. Okay, after the fact.
I heard that he was telling.
So you're not supposed to say anything that you heard. You're supposed to say what you remember or what you saw. Okay. So
What-
Madam Izzo, ask you another question.
Okay. And Caleb, when you, while you were at the bus stop, you indicated that Isaiah was trying to de-antagonize the situation. Did you hear him say anything at that point?
Yes.
And what did you hear him say?
He told him to go away, like get away from the girl.
Okay. And what happened after Isaiah told the man to get away from the girl?
What was that?
What happened after Isaiah told the man to get away from the girl?
It didn't seem like he listened.
Okay. And what did the man do?
He continued to do the same thing he was doing.
Okay. And then what happened after that?
That's when I turned around and I was just like talking to my friends about what was going on, about why there was a person there, and why he was yelling or what was going on at the moment. And that's when we had like turned around because we had heard some like commotion, and he had like struck or like pushed Isaiah, and then that's when he had turned around and grabbed the Fatima.
Okay. So you indicated that after you heard Isaiah tell the man to get away from the girl, you stopped paying attention going on with Fatima, the man, and Isaiah, and you turned back to talk to your friend. Am I understanding correctly?
Yes.
Okay. And then while you were talking to your friends, you heard something else that made you turn your attention back to Fatima, the man, and then also Isaiah?
Yes.
Okay. And after you indicated when you turned around, you saw the man struck or hit Isaiah. After he did that, what did the man do?
He had turned towards his daughter. She had like backed up, and he had like lunged at her and like grabbed her kind of from behind.
Okay. And when when the man grabbed Fatima from behind, how did he grab her?
He kind of like wrapped his arms around her shoulder, like neck area.
Okay. And then after he did that, what happened?
They kind of like struggled, but he got her in a headlock.
Okay. And then when you say headlock, what do you mean by that?
He had locked his hands like this around.
So I see you had your left arm raised vertically, and you had your right arm going horizontally.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it was.
Okay. And then when you saw the man put Fatima in a headlock, were they still standing or were they on the ground at that point?
They were standing, but not long did they fall.
Okay. And when they fell onto the ground, did the man still have Fatima in a headlock, or did he release his grip from her?
He still had her in a headlock.
I'm sorry?
He still had her in a headlock.
Okay. And then what so after the man and Fatima and after that?
He pretty much just kept walking until a pedestrian his truck took his arms off.
Okay. Pedestrian jumped out of his truck to get him off of Fatima. Prior to the man getting out of his truck, what did you do anything when you saw the man?
When I had first saw him struck Isaiah and like turned towards his daughter, I had first ran over and I grabbed onto his arm, and that's when he was still like fighting. He had like put her in a lock, and I'm still like on his arm, and then they fall to the ground, and I had like ripped his arm sleeve off of his jacket, and once I couldn't get his arm off of her, I started punching him in the head, and I kicked him a few times.
Okay. And when you started, you mentioned that you ripped his sleeve. Why did you rip his sleeve?
I had like dug my arm in and tried to like pry it, and I couldn't get his arm off to the point where like the jacket had ripped instead.
Okay. And besides yourself, did any other students get involved?
Yes.
And do you remember who else got involved? What did the other students do when they got involved?
A lot of them were just kind of like telling him to stop and let go, and some of them were like tugging on him. But Isaiah had punched him, and Zayla was punching him as I was, and I'm pretty sure Eric was too.
Okay. And with regards to while you were on the ground as well, you indicated you were pulling on the man's jacket and then you were hitting him. While you were doing that, did you see what was happening to Fatima?
Yeah. At first, it turned from like her trying to like grab his arms and stuff to like kind of like flailing her arms, and her eyes started rolling back, and that's when her face started turning purple and lips.
Okay. And then what happened to her after that?
She just completely fell limp. There was no movement.
Okay. And Caleb, did you see the video one of the students took of the incident?
Yes, I did.
And was the student who took the video, was that your friend Elijah?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, permission to publish Exhibit 61.
You may.
And I'm stopping the video at 10 seconds. And Caleb, we see somebody in the video on the upper center of the video with sort of the gray backpack. Do you recognize that person?
The one with his hand out?
Yes.
That's me.
Okay. And then what are you doing at that point in the video?
Right there, I'm telling the bus driver who's pulling up to call the cops and some other students behind me.
Okay. And then do you know any of the people that ended up calling 911?
I don't believe anybody called before me. I ended up having to stop what I was doing to call.
Okay.
The bus driver didn't call, nor did anybody behind me.
Okay. And so you believe you were the first person that called 911?
Yeah, I had sat there asking people to call, and nobody was calling.
Okay. Starting the video again at 10 seconds. And Caleb, I stopped the video for the record at 15 seconds. We see somebody in the upper center of the video, sort of the hands we see right there. Do you know whose hands those were?
On screen right now?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's the girl's hands right there.
And just for the record, that Ms. O is using a pointer of sorts to highlight that area that she has described on the exhibit.
Thanks, Your Honor. And replaying the video at 15 seconds. And Caleb, do you remember whether you indicated that there were, the bus driver was there and then there was a gentleman who came out of a truck that came to assist? Do you remember if any adult females showed up?
Yes.
Okay, and do you, when they showed up, were you paying attention to what they were doing or were you still paying attention to what the man was doing?
It was a little bit of both. The woman that came up, it was just yelling, so there was kind of like a lot going on.
Okay.
So I wasn't really paying attention to her.
Okay. Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you. Mr. Kading, cross-examination.
Thank you. And Caleb, just so we're clear, you're saying that the man was there talking with his daughter and Isaiah before you got to the bus stop?
Yes, I had walked out there, they were there.
And at one point you had told the police if you saw Isaiah get punched and go flying onto the concrete. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, is that your memory of that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions.
Mr. Larry, cross-examination.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for being here. How's your summer going?
It's going good. A lot of work.
What do you do for work?
I work at Taco Bell now.
Okay. So you described that there was a pedestrian, I think is how you described him, an adult male who
Yes.
came in and intervened?
Yes.
Okay. And was he successful in terms of intervening?
Yes.
Was it much of a struggle for him?
I wouldn't say so.
Okay. Well, how would you describe
He had
his
kind of like,
actions?
he had jumped out and
He
like
is
as soon as he
18 now.
got there, he had asked what was going on, and I kind of just told him, I was like, hey, this dude attacked this little girl, and he jumped on him and got his hands off of. It probably took power.
Okay.
She's
Did it
in
take- did it take him a
CPS
long period of
custody.
time, though?
Not really, no.
All right. Did you see him put the adult male? Do you see the person in court here today who you saw interacting with Ms. Ali? And if you don't, that's fine.
I don't remember what they look like.
Okay, fair enough. Did you see the passerby put the man in a chokehold?
The dude that jumped out of the truck?
Uh-huh.
No.
Okay, so to your knowledge, that didn't happen?
Yes.
Okay. And in the video that we just saw, which was Exhibit 61, you could see Isaiah punching the adult male in the head, correct?
Yes.
And appeared to be connecting with the head.
Yes.
Hard punches?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see the woman attempt to have the people stop punching her husband in the head?
Not that I'm aware.
Okay. And then when you talked to 911, how long were you on the phone with 911?
10 minutes, maybe?
Okay. So, and did it appear to them that they'd already had a call about this, or were you giving them new information?
It seemed like they just heard about it.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you being here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Zoe, redirect.
Caleb, you indicated a moment ago when defense counsel was asking you questions about the male that intervened, the male that came out of his truck and that intervened. Do you remember that line of questioning?
Yes.
And you indicated that the male that came out of his truck did not appear that it took him that much effort to sort of get the other male that was on the ground to let go from Fatima. Do you remember saying that?
Yes.
Okay. And with regards to what you were trying to do, you indicated that you were pulling at the man and then you were also punching him. When you did that, did the man release his grip from Fatima?
No.
Okay. And when the other students got involved, did he release his grip from Fatima?
He did not.
Okay. And so if I'm understanding you correctly, in comparison to what you were doing to what the man from the truck was doing, it appeared he had an easier time than you yourself to get the other man to
Yes.
release his grip. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, no further questions.
Mr. Kading, any further cross-examination?
Just to clarify, so after the man intervened and got the grip loose, did you see the man on the ground move after that?
No, he kind of stayed there till the cops got there.
Did you see him move at all?
No, after the hands were free, he stayed there.
Okay, did it appear at that point that he was lucid?
Define lucid.
Did he look like he was looking around, or was he just laying there like he was passed out?
He was just laying there. He wasn't passed out though.
Were his eyes open?
Yes, I have video too.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions.
Mr. Larry, any further cross-examination? Ms. O, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
May this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection, Mr. Keating?
No, Your
Mr. Larry? You are excused. You may step down. You're free to go or stay, however you so desire. Can I have a sidebar with the lawyers, please?
I imagine if they are found not guilty, they will have to relocate her for her safety. But she's in the custody of CPS, but she's 18 now. So maybe she's still in the custody of CPS for her safety, because when you turn 18, that's it, right? So why else would she still be in CPS custody? So it's got to be for her safety. Well, they're in jail. Well, but still. I mean, they are in jail. But I think that the state has proven their case. I mean, they could rest right now, I'm sure, and get a guilty verdict, because everybody that she's put up there is saying the exact same thing. Plus, we have the video.
Sidebar on the record.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that this is what happened. And I have no idea what their defense is, other than that it was an honor thing that would have been allowed in their country. But they're not in their country. They're in America. We do not kill our children when we don't like what they do. That's not what we do in America. We take away their cell phone and send them to their room. Don't choke them out in front of all their friends while they're waiting for the bus. How short of a short break? Okay, that must have been the morning break. You're almost caught up to live.
Be photographed, and there is no permission to photograph an exhibit that depicts a minor. And if that was not previously clear, I wanted to clarify that. My bailiff also reported to me that there were some photographs taken after I recessed. There's no permission to take any photographs when the court is not in session, which would include photographs of the defendants as their presence in the courtroom. All right. Thank you. All right. Ms. Stone, any issues before we have the jury come back in?
I forgot about the other kids. Oh my gosh. I totally forgot about them. How old is the sister? She's older, right? They wouldn't put the kids in her custody, would they? If she was an adult sister? Why are you staring at me? What do you want? I don't have any food. Go away. I just gave
Somebody
you
can
guys
have the next
cookies.
witness step in, please.
There is nothing in my hands. Why are you staring at my hands? There's nothing. I don't have anything. I ordered you doggy ice cream, though. Daddy's bringing doggy ice cream home when he comes home. I know that doesn't help you now, but you're not getting anything right now. Why are you always hungry? Do not starve y'all. Very cute, little missy. But that's not going to get you another cookie. You can look at me with those big brown puppy dog eyes all you want, but it's not going to get you another cookie. Nope. Not happening. Later. You just had
Please be
food.
seated.
Cookies are not food.
Members of the jury, we are now going to continue with the presentation of evidence. Ms. Zoe, call your next.
If I give you one more cookie, will you go away and quit making me feel like a bad mommy? You're so spoiled. Okay, no, this is Spike, greedy girl. No, go take a nap.
Past school year, what grade were you in?
Sophomore,
Okay. And Athena, what time does school get out each day?
2:00 p.m.
Okay. And back in October of last year, how do you normally get to school each day?
The inner city transit buses,
Okay. How do you normally get home after school?
the inner city transit buses as well.
And the IT bus stops, are there any bus stops around Timberline High School?
There are two. There's one directly in front and then across the street at the elementary school.
Okay. And Athena, do you know someone by the name of Isaiah Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you know Isaiah?
Just friend of a friend. He was kind of an acquaintance.
Okay. And are you friends with Isaiah yourself?
I would say so.
Okay. And what about Fatima Ali? Do you know someone by that name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And where do you know Fatima from?
We were kind of same, like acquaintance, friend of a friend, but I know her from Timberline High School. We went to school together.
You had school together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you friends with Fatima?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay. And want to bring your attention to October 18th of last year, and I'm going to ask you some questions about that day. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And Athena, where did you go after school was done for the day at around 2 p.m.?
I walked through the parking lot to the bus stop.
Okay. And you mentioned that you walked through the parking lot to the bus stop. What parking lot are you talking about?
The Timberline High School, like, parking lot that's right in front of the bus stop.
Okay. And is this parking lot, is it for students parking?
Yeah.
It's for students
Yes,
parking?
it's a student parking.
Okay. And what about parents? If they want to park there, can they park their vehicles there as well?
There's a separate area, like a separate pull-in for that on the other side. It's by the, like, other side of the building.
Okay.
So,
And when you got to the bus stop, And the bus stop that you're referring to, is it the one that's by the elementary school, or is it the one that's in front of?
It's the one that's in front of Timberline High School.
Just one moment, if you can wait until she gets the question out completely. Only one person can talk at a time. Thanks.
And Athena, when you got to the bus stop, was there anyone else already there?
Yes.
And who do you remember being there already?
Caleb, Noah.
And what about Fatima? Do you remember if she was already there?
They had came after I had got there.
Okay, and when
Her
you say
and
they,
Isaiah.
who are you referring to?
Her and Isaiah.
Okay. And when you, so you indicated you got to the bus stop, and then how long after, when you got to the bus stop, did Fatima and Isaiah get there?
I would say it was only like 1 or 2 minutes. It wasn't too long.
Okay. And when you first saw Fatima, do you remember what she was wearing?
She was in very baggy clothing. She had a beanie on and like a COVID-19 face mask, like one of the blue ones. Like she was trying to hide almost, and she had bags. She was holding 2 big bags of clothing and had a backpack on.
Okay. And you indicated that it appears she was trying to hide. You said that she was wearing a COVID mask. Were there a lot of students that were wearing masks that day?
She was the only person that I had seen in the entire day wearing one.
Okay. And after Fatima and Isaiah arrived, you testified that there were students at the bus stop. Did any adults show up to the bus stop at any point?
I know there was a male that had got out of his car while the incident was going on, and then the bus driver had got out.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't think there was any other adults out there.
Okay, so you talked about when the incident was going on. I'm gonna.
Oh,
ask
yeah,
you
beforehand,
Yes,
yeah.
before the incident. After Fatima and Isaiah got to the bus stop, did any adults show up?
Oh, her father had showed up, I want to say like 2 to 5 minutes after they had showed up.
Okay, and you indicated Fatima's father showed up prior to on October 18th. Did you know the man that showed up was her father?
Yeah, I'd seen them, like him dropping her off at school or like things like that, just them walking together, so I kind of just assumed
Okay.
that was her dad.
Okay. And after the man showed up, what? Are you okay? Okay. And after Fatima's father showed up, what did he do after he showed up?
They got into, well, it wasn't really a verbal argument, but it wasn't in English, so he was assuring her with his hand to like come towards the car that he had got out of or wherever they were at, and she was just like shaking her head, wasn't really talking, being very quiet, standing behind Isaiah for protection. Isaiah was just kind of trying to protect her as much as possible, and they were both being quite silent and very like soft-spoken, very shy.
And while that was, so when Fatima's dad was talking to her, at that point, did Isaiah do anything?
Isaiah was just getting in between both of them, trying to like make sure that nothing physical was going on or going to happen.
Okay.
So.
And when Isaiah did that, what, if anything, did Fatima's father do in response?
He would back up occasionally at first, and then he kind of got more upset and was just like pushing it almost, like not backing up anymore or trying to like give her space anymore. It was just kind of like very blunt.
Okay. And then at some point, did Fatima's father do anything to Isaiah?
The bus had pulled up, and she turned away from her father for a second, and her father went to grab her, and Isaiah had grabbed onto his arm to try and pull his arm off or like stop him from touching her in some way, and when he did that, he punched Isaiah. Fatima's father had punched Isaiah, and he fell onto the floor.
Okay. And then after Fatima's father punched Isaiah, you indicated he fell onto the floor. Who's he?
Oh, sorry, Isaiah had fell onto the floor.
And after Fatima's father punched Isaiah, what did Fatima's father do after that?
Turned to Fatima because she had turned around at this point to see what was going on, and kind of like latched onto her neck and just tackled her to the floor.
Okay.
In the dirt area instead of the cement area where everyone was at first, so they completely moved into the dirt.
Okay. And you indicated that he sort of grabbed Fatima. How did you see how he grabbed her?
By her neck, like
Okay.
both hands.
Okay. I'm sorry?
Both hands around her neck.
Okay. And when you indicated Fatima and her father at some point ended up on the dirt ground, when they ended up on the ground, where were her father's hands or arms?
Either on her neck or holding her down onto the floor.
Okay.
But once we were looking at her face, she was not able to breathe, so.
Okay. Let me ask you a different question. You indicated that when they first ended up on the ground, how far away from them were you? Do you remember?
Maybe like 5 to 10 feet. We were all just talking and it was like so sudden, and then everyone had swarmed and kind of tried to help whatever was going on.
Okay. And then you indicated that you saw that she couldn't breathe. What did you see that made you think she couldn't breathe?
She was grabbing at her dad's hands, like at her neck, and then she was like, her eyes were rolling back and she was getting a little pale. Like it looked like she was not even barely going to be conscious for any longer. Like it was very scary.
Okay. And then you indicated that she was grabbing, sort of grabbing at her dad's hands around her neck. Where were her dad's hands or arms at that point?
Hands were both on her.
Got involved. Do you remember who got involved?
Caleb, Zayla.
And when the other students got involved, what were they doing?
They were kicking at his head or body and pulling on his jacket to try and flip him over or pull him off of her.
Okay. And when the students were doing that, were they successful in getting Fatima's father away from her neck?
I don't believe so.
Okay. And at some point, you testified earlier when I asked you if adults showed up, you mentioned a bus driver, and then you also indicated a man from a truck. Between the bus driver and the man from the truck, do you remember who showed up first?
I don't.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't.
Okay, that's okay. And when the bus driver was there, do you remember what the bus driver was doing?
I don't remember the bus driver really being involved in the physical aspect of it. I think he was just kind of like yelling, telling everybody to stop and just disperse and kind of move away, but
Okay, let me ask you a different question then. You don't remember the bus driver doing much. What about the man from the truck? Do you remember what he did?
So the man from the truck had got out, and I'm not sure if we had gotten him off of Fatima by the time he got over there and just detained him on the floor, or if he had pulled him off and then detained him on the floor. But the man did detain Fatima's father onto the floor until the police had got there.
Okay. And then you indicated that at some point the police got there. Did you talk to any of the police officers?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And then, so Athena, you talked about Fatima's father showing up, and then the bus driver showing up, and then the male from a truck showing up. Do you remember if any adult female showed up at some point?
Fatima's mother showed up.
Okay. And had you ever seen Fatima's mother prior to that day?
I don't believe I have.
Okay. And how did you know it was her mother then?
They were just all speaking the same language, and she was yelling about how her husband was on the floor, so I just had assumed that that was Fatima's mom, because that only made sense to me.
Okay. And when Fatima's mom showed up, when you first saw her at the scene, do you remember what you were doing yourself?
I think I was just talking to my friends, waiting for the bus.
Okay. And then at some point when Fatima's mother showed up, what did she do?
She came from, because we were trying to pick her up off of the floor to get her up. She came from behind and tried to grab her and ended up putting her arms underneath Fatima's neck and like tried to pull her up. And we kept shouting about how she couldn't breathe and like she had just been able to regain like everything, and it was, yeah.
Okay. So you indicated that when Fatima's mother grabbed Fatima from under, had her arms wrapped around underneath Fatima's neck, you were sort of making motions with your arm. What were you trying to demonstrate?
When I was picking her up by her armpits, because she could not like stand up on her own at all. She had no like willpower, energy in her body, and so I had picked her up from both of her arms like this and tried to drag her upwards and try and get her to at least sit up or away from everyone.
Okay, and you were demonstrating with your arms, sort of just moving
Yeah.
both of your arms in the upward motion?
Yeah, just trying to pull her like this way while her arms were on my arms.
And when you were doing that, what was Fatima's mother doing?
She had came up behind both of us and tried to grab her in some sort of way, and she was crying and yelling and just hysterical almost. It was.
Okay. And then at some point, at some point when you you indicated she was grabbing her in some way, did you see how her mom was grabbing her?
She was grabbing at her by like her shoulders, kind of everywhere, just trying to get like a grip on her so that she could get her out of my arms.
Okay.
But it was just like
Indicated that at one point while Fatima's mother was grabbing her, you indicated that you and other students were sort of shouting like she can't breathe.
yeah.
What did you see her mom do that caused you to start shouting she can't breathe?
Well, she was just like flailing her around, and like at first she had like put her arms where her neck was, and that was really like scary for all of us because she had just been able to like breathe. So I was like, I don't know how good she's doing. Please like leave her throat alone at least, you know, like grab her by something else. But she wasn't like holding her like that for too long. She had like let go and tried to grab onto her by her shoulders or by any means of her body.
Okay. And then at some point, did you see, at some point were you or other people or Fatima on her own able to sort of remove Fatima from sort of that scene?
So Fatima and Isaiah, because Isaiah had got up off the floor by now, and Fatima and Isaiah got up. I don't know how she got the energy to get up, but she had got up. Isaiah walked her to the front of the school through the parking lot, and her mom and her sister were right behind them.
Okay. And Athena, have you seen a video of this incident?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Got her permission to publish Exhibit 34.
You may. When it's playing, will you indicate which version?
Yes, Your Honor, and I am publishing the road version of the bus video.
And starting at what time?
2:12:52. Permission to publish?
You may.
Thank you. And I'm stopping at 2:13:31. Athena, I'm showing you with this red dot on the TV screen, someone that is on the middle right-hand portion of this image that's wearing sort of the green colored pants. Do you recognize that person?
Yes, ma'am, that's me.
Okay. And what was happening at this point?
Fatima's dad had grabbed onto her after he punched Isaiah, and they fell onto the floor, and the kids started trying to get him off of Fatima.
And where were you going at this point?
I was going to maybe help or assess the situation if they needed help. You know, I didn't know really what was going on in the first place. Nobody really did, so just going over there trying to figure out what was going on and help her as much as possible.
Okay. And I'm starting the video again at 2:13:31. I'm stopping the video at 2:14:12. And Athena, what was happening at this point?
The bus driver had gotten off the bus to come see what was going on and try to help the situation, and then the guy got out of his truck to detain the father.
Okay, and what were you doing at this point?
I was trying to pull the father off and trying to get Fatima from underneath him.
Okay. Starting the video again. And I'm stopping at 2:14:35. And Athena, we see, I'm using the red dot the person wearing the green pants in the right-hand lower right quadrant of this screen, the person wearing the green pants, is that still you?
Yes, ma'am.
And what were you doing by this point?
The man had got the father detained, so we all just took a step back, just trying to give them some space to be able to get everything dealt with and get him detained. And
Okay, and you testified earlier that at some point you had sort of tried to pull Fatima up and stuff.
Mhm.
Had you already done that by this point?
Yeah, I was, when everything was already going on and they were kicking at him, that's when we had tried to pull her up, and then I think she had just been limp on the floor for a while, and we had tried to grab her up later in the video.
Okay. Stopping the video at 2:40:35. No further questions at this time. Thank you, Athena.
Thank you. Mr. Kading, cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think I just want to clarify a couple of things. You were talking about when Fatima's father came
Yes.
to the scene, right? And you said they were having a conversation. And you reported that nothing got physical until the bus arrived. Is
Yes,
that right?
sir.
Okay. And how far away from everyone were you at that point, from Isaiah and Fatima and the father?
The bus stop isn't too big, so I'd say like maximum 20 feet.
Okay, and were you watching what was going on?
Yeah, well, I was like not fully tuned into it, but I would look over because it was
Okay.
obnoxious. It was,
And then, so when the bus came, you saw her father reach and grab her shoulder?
yes.
Okay, and at that point, is that when Isaiah got
Yes, sir.
involved? And what
Yes.
did Isaiah do?
He had tried to grab. No, you're not gonna grab her, basically.
Okay, and then, so at that point, the video started, the bus was coming?
Yes, sir.
That's right then, right?
Mhm.
So the punch then that you're talking about from the father was that punch that we saw?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, and then, just to clarify too, the man, we're jumping ahead now in time. When the man came out of the truck, came across the street, when he got to the group of people, how long was it from that point until father let go of Fatima?
It was a few seconds. It wasn't.
Pretty quickly?
Yeah, he
Okay.
wasn't trying any longer after that.
Okay, so there was no further struggle from the father?
Right.
Okay. Now, at that point, did you notice, had Fatima's mother shown up yet?
Not at that point. I don't think so.
Okay, so she wasn't actually there then when the whole incident itself was going on?
No, she just came to the aftermath of what was going on and saw everyone detained and on the floor. And
All right. And did you see another woman that was
Yes.
there? Okay, and that, do you know her?
I've seen Fatima running or like walking around with her at school, so I was just assuming it was her sister.
Okay, all right, so you assume that the other one was the sister. And you saw her, did you see her filming? Or not? I don't know, we don't use film anymore. Did you see her with a phone?
Recording.
Yes.
I can't say I remember that. No.
Okay. We heard on the video, and I don't want to play it all over again, but we
I
heard
heard-
someone saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Was that her sister yelling at that point?
I don't want to say yes and not be
Okay.
100% about that, but
Okay, but it could have been.
yes,
Okay.
that would have been the only person yelling.
And then her sister, she came with the mother? Or did she
Yes,
get there
sir.
later?
She came with the mother.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. And so, but we've established at that point, when they both arrived, Fatima had already been let go. And
Right. She was just kind of limp on the floor, and then the father was detained at
Okay,
that
and
point.
so Fatima then was moved after that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Yes.
Mr. Larry, cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. How's your summer going?
Oh, it's going.
You working?
It's long. It's hot.
Are you working?
Oh no, I can't do all that. I'm lazy.
So, do you like summer better?
I do.
Or
Yeah.
summer or school?
Oh no, summer for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was going to worry there for a second. So I'm going to play the video and just have a couple of follow-up questions, and it should be relatively quick, okay? So.
And Mr. Larry, are you requesting permission to publish 34?
I'm on my way, yes, please, Your Honor. Thank
All
you.
right. You may.
Thank you.
And which view will you be publishing?
The road, the front one.
Thank
that,
you.
We were just one. Okay, so we just watched up to 2:14:35, so I'm gonna go back or start from there if I can get this to work. Okay, so I have it paused at 2:14:35, and so we can see the individual in the safety vest, that's the bus driver, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And we can see a woman standing by the truck. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
And you are there in the green pants, correct?
Correct.
And dark hoodie with your hood up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And an individual in a brown kind of sweatsuit with white shoes. Do you know who that is?
That's Jake.
And so you kind of have your hands on your hips,
Mhm.
and at this point, the situation has kind of been contained. Is that fair?
I would say so, yes.
Okay. All right, so now I'm going to hit play, and we're just going to talk a little bit more. Okay, so,
You indicate the time you paused it, please?
yes, Your Honor. Sorry about that. 2:14:41. Now, behind the bus driver, from our perspective, we can see a woman with a tan backpack. Do you know who that is?
That's Zayla.
She appeared to be holding Isaiah Williams.
Yes, sir.
And do you remember that?
I don't, honestly.
But you were able to see that?
Yes, I can see that now.
Okay. Okay, so pausing at 2:14:51, we see the bus driver kind of leave the scene, correct? And you are walking around, and we can kind of see the passerby detaining
Yes.
the dad, correct?
Correct.
And we can kind of see his head on, what appears to be his head on the ground, correct?
Correct.
And not really
Yeah.
struggling or moving? Okay. And then we see an individual with a green hat. Is that another passerby? Do you know who that is? If you don't, that's fine.
Where at?
So kind of center to the right. So if I see you in the green pants, right?
Right.
We then see a woman in a white top. Do you know who
Right.
that is?
Oh, they.
All right, so we're at 2:14:51, hitting play. Okay, so now, stopping at 2:15:05, you see you still there, standing in roughly the same place, correct?
Yes, sir.
And directly to the right of you, can you see who that is?
In the blue jacket?
Nope,
Or-
right behind. Do you see?
Oh, I don't. I can't tell who that is. No.
Okay, I'm gonna rewind it a little bit.
Okay.
And let me know if you are able to see Fatima's sister or not.
Okay.
So we're at 2:15:05, and I'm gonna go back 10 seconds or so. All right, so 2:14:55, hitting play. And if you see her, just tell me and I'll pause it, okay?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. That is her sister.
Okay, so now I pause it again at 2:15:07. And so you can see her sister kind of walking around.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to play. And we're now at 2:15:21 where I pause. And does it appear that the team has now gotten up at this point?
I can't tell if they're dragging her or if she's gotten up, but
Okay. When you say they, who's dragging her? I don't want you to guess.
sorry, I can't see it.
Okay,
So,
I'm going to rewind again. We'll go back
Okay.
to 2:15:15.
yes, that was her sister. Sorry.
I'm going to go 2:15:14. Okay. So now we're watching. 2/15/34, and at that point when her and Isaiah then start going to the school, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the time frame where you're talking about her holding her daughter is,
Yeah, I'm confused because I remembered it like she had came up, her and her daughter had came up to us, like the entire group after Fatima was on the floor, and she had came up yelling, screaming, and trying to grab at her, so.
and do you see that in there?
I only saw the sister.
Okay.
So.
And regardless, it was a relatively short period of time from the time when Dad is detained to when she's going to the school with Isaiah, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so it wasn't on the ground for very long. Oh, let me correct. Once she is released from Dad,
Yeah.
she is not on the ground for very long. Is that fair?
I don't know, for being on the floor after you just got strangled by your father, I feel like that was a long time.
And I'm, fair enough.
Personally, I just think
Personally,
she was down there for a minute. We were all staring there
Okay.
for a little bit.
But factually, we didn't just watch like 5 minutes of video. Is that's the point I'm making.
Yeah, okay, I guess not.
Okay. I'm not saying it wasn't traumatic or.
No, I understand. No, I understand that.
Okay, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
characterize kind of how quick things were. Is that fair?
Yeah, now that I'm looking at the timing, it didn't feel as long as it really was. Like it didn't.
It felt
It
longer?
felt longer, yes, sir. It felt
Alright.
longer than it really was.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Zoe, redirect.
Athena, Mr. Leary just asked you about when watching the video, the passage of time. Do you remember him just asking you about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Despite the fact it wasn't 5 or 10 minutes, you testified earlier about your observations of Fatima's appearance when she was on the ground.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that still your testimony, that
Yes.
that was her appearance?
Yes.
Okay. And you also indicated that you testified earlier about when, I believe you indicated you haven't met Fatima's mother prior to that day, but you sort of put 2 and 2 together when you heard her say, screaming, my husband, my husband.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the same person that was screaming that, you indicated that you saw somebody, when you were trying to pull Fatima up, you saw somebody sort of with their arms underneath her neck.
Mhm.
Was the person that had their arms underneath her neck the same person that was screaming, my husband, my husband?
I'm not sure anymore.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Mr. Kading, any further cross-examination?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Larry? All right. I may this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection, Mr. Kading?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Larry? You are excused. You may step down. You're free to go or stay in the courtroom however you so desire. Yes. And while we are waiting for the witness, the jury is free to stand, if you would so desire. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be true and correct? Yes, I do. Will you please come forward and be seated? And I could have the jury be seated, please. Ms. Zoe, you may inquire when you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, I'm well, thank you.
Please state your name and spell your last name for the record.
My name is Julie Mullen, and my last name is spelled M-U-L-L-E-N.
Are you currently employed?
Yes, I am.
How are you employed?
I'm currently employed as a Lacey police officer.
How long have you been employed with the Lacey Police Department?
I've been an officer for 21 years.
Okay. Is that all with Lacey?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you become a law enforcement officer?
Enforcement officer, I went to the academy starting in 2003. I attended the Washington State Police Corps Academy that was held in Burien, Washington, where I had about 1,400 hours of training to be an officer. Upon my graduation from that academy, which was in February 2004, I was then hired by the city of Lacey as an officer.
Okay. What is your education background?
I attended Central Washington University, and I have 2 bachelor's degrees.
Okay. And since the academy, and being employed with the Lacey Police Department, have you received any additional or specialized training?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and what are some of those training?
Initially, as an officer, I went to interview and interrogation school. I also became a forensic interviewer for child interviews. I went to several domestic violence classes, strangulation classes, digital photography classes as a patrol officer.
Okay. And what is your current assignment at the Lacey Police Department?
My current assignment is a patrol officer.
And what are some of your responsibilities as a patrol officer?
As a patrol officer, I respond to 911 calls. I respond to traffic collisions, anything that requires a police response, as well as welfare checks for people that are walking on the road or found in parking lots. Anything that would need a law enforcement to respond.
Okay. And what was your assignment back in October of 2024?
In October of 2024, I was doing my detective position. I was a detective with the City of Lacey Police Department.
Okay. And how long were you a detective with the Lacey Police Department?
I applied for detectives out of patrol in 2018, and I was selected as a detective in December of 2018. I started my 6-year rotation in detectives in January of 2019, and that 6 years ended in December of 2024.
Okay. And it's after your detective's position, your rotation ended, did you rotate back to being a patrol officer?
Correct. When my 6 years was up, I rotated back to patrol.
Okay. And what were your, when you were a detective, what were some of your responsibilities?
So we only have general detectives at the City of Lacey. However, most of my cases would have been special victims cases, child abuse, sexual assault cases. But I was also the lead investigator on several homicide cases, as well as frauds, thefts, burglaries, and anything that was assigned to me during that time frame.
Okay. And Officer Mullen, were you the initial responding officer in this case?
No, I was not.
And do you know who was the initial responding officer?
Officer Sopal Hing was the initial responding officer.
Okay. And were you the main primary investigating officer in this case?
No, I was not.
Okay. And do you know who was?
Officer Alicia Howard, officer for this.
Okay. And how did you first become involved in this case?
The event happened on October 18th. I wasn't working that day, but we had talked about the case. It was pretty significant for the department, so I became aware of it then. And then on October 24th, my sergeant, Detective Knight, requested that I assist Officer Howard with some aspects of the investigation. What was requested of me on that day was to get the medical records for Fatima and then also schedule her for a forensic interview.
Okay. You indicated that well, let me ask you this. You were a detective in October 2024. Are there times where, even though a detective is involved in a case, a officer who is not a detective may in fact be the main primary officer?
Yes.
Okay. And in this case, do you know back in October 2024 what position Officer Howard had?
Yes, Officer Howard was the school resource officer for Timberline High School, and the event happened at Timberline High School. And that's why she followed up with the event and why she became the main primary investigating officer.
Okay. And you indicated that when you were initially asked to follow up to assist Officer Howard with this case, you there was a request for you to obtain Fatima's medical records. Did you in fact do that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And then after obtaining Fatima's medical records, did you reach out to any outside agencies for assistance?
Yes, I did.
And which agency did you reach out to?
I reached out to Monarch, the forensic interviewer, Sue Villa, and so I reached out to her and I explained the situation and why we would like a forensic interview done, and she helped me schedule the interview for later that day.
Okay, and what is a forensic interview?
Forensic interview is a fact-finding interview that's mainly done with children or adults that have special needs. And so it's a fact-finding interview that's done by a specially trained interviewer. The interviewer sits down with the child, we'll just say child. It is held at a kind of a neutral location. She's not in uniform. It's not held at the police department normally. Our agency contracts with Monarch, and Monarch is they also do counseling there. They do exams there. And so the interview itself would be a fact-finding interview that the interviewer asks the child open-ended questions and doesn't try to do any leading questions. The child leads. And it also allows for breaks to be taken for the child if the child gets overwhelmed. And it's supposed to be an interview that causes less or the least amount of trauma possible and get as much information from the child as possible during that time.
Okay. And do you know whether a forensic interview was done in this case with Fatima?
Yes.
And did you, as part of your involvement in this case, did you attend the forensic interview?
I did not attend the forensic interview. I scheduled it. Officer Howard attended the forensic interview.
Okay, and after the forensic interview was conducted, did you have a chance to review the forensic interview?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Besides speaking with Sue Villa to ask Ms. Villa to set up the forensic interview and conduct the forensic interview, did you speak to anyone else that was associated with this case that is not law enforcement or medical professionals?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and who did you speak with?
Had a lot of contact with Sebastian Lyon with Child Protective Services.
And besides CPS, did you speak to any of the students or their parents?
I did speak to one student and his parents.
Okay, and which student did you speak with? You indicated you spoke with Isaiah, and where was that? Did you interview him?
I did, yes.
Okay, and where was that interview conducted?
At the Lacey Police Department.
Okay, and without telling the jury what Isaiah said to you, what did you talk to Isaiah about?
I talked to Isaiah about his injuries that he sustained that day. On November 4th, I actually spoke to his mom, Miss Drake, and she was concerned that all of his injuries.
I'm going to stop you for a moment. I'm not asking you about what anybody said, just what did you talk to Isaiah personally about?
I talked to him about his relationship with Fatima and then also with the injuries that he sustained.
Okay. And then did you also have a chance to speak with Isaiah's mother?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and what about his father?
I did, yes.
Okay. No further questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kading, cross-examination.
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Larry. May this witness be excused? Any objection?
Okay.
Mr. Larry? You are excused. You may step down. You're free to go. Thank you.
I'm muted and I'm just talking away to y'all. And you can't hear a word I'm saying. What was the point of that witness? I wish they'd quit muting it. Well, yeah, because I unmuted it now. But what was... So, she reviewed the forensic interview. She didn't give it, and she wasn't there for it. So why did they need to ask her questions? We've not heard about the interview with Fatima. We heard what happened right from her. Why do we need to hear about the forensic interview? Or if we do, why does it matter that this police woman reviewed it? And why are we muted so we can't hear court right now, Court TV? She's leaving the bench. What is happening? Are they going to lunch early? Are we caught up to live? We're almost caught up to live. Live court is on a short break. Oh, they're on lunch break. And they will resume at 4:30. 2 hours for lunch? Two hours for lunch. 2 hours. Okay, well, I guess we're done for the day then. Okay. I think they proved their case. I really don't think they need to put on any more witnesses. I suppose at some point there's going to be testimony about the mom trying to flee the country. I mean, because that's consciousness of guilt, right? I guess the boys are with family in Canada, I guess, or somebody, friends, family, somebody. I hope the boys are okay. Oh man, what a weird case. Okay, well, thank you everybody for coming out in the morning. I'm so sick of doctor's appointments. Oh my god. And this is not bad compared to what it used to be, y'all. You probably think, man, she goes to the doctor a lot. This is nothing compared to what it used to be. At one point, it was every single day, Monday through Friday, for a solid month. So, in the morning, I have a doctor's appointment. It's just a follow-up appointment on my shoulder replacement. So, I should be back by noon, no later than 1. So we will do the afternoon session when I get home tomorrow. So make sure your notifications are on. It will be 12, 1 o'clock-ish. And then we'll just keep going as long as we have to and try to get caught up to the live. And if not, then we'll just take care of that on Friday. We'll get caught up before the week's over, hopefully. Okay, guys. Didn't she say that the prosecution will be done by the end of the week? That sounds about right. Actually, like I said, I think they could rest now because every single person has said exactly the same thing. Not only that, they have video of it. So, yeah. Okay, guys. Remember, be kind to people, love your family, and Jesus loves you, and so do I. Bye. Have a good evening, and I will see you tomorrow afternoon. Bye.